This is Mark and Charity's Coffee Podcast.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Monday, December 12th, Mark and Charity Coffee Podcast, broadcasting to the world from our wee little seats here in Belleville, Ontario. Got a lot going on this morning.
Actually, we did. Wasn't sure what to expect coming in this morning.
The show must have had a lot of yeast because it didn't look like a lot at 6, but it sure grew into a bunch of stuff later on.
Will we start from the beginning, or how do you want to approach this?
Well, right off the top, I want to thank my neighborhood for being the coolest people in the world.
Let's start with that, because that is pretty awesome. Good on you.
A neighborhood Santa Claus parade that I got to fall on my sword and say I didn't realize apparently is kind of an annual thing. I never go outside my home at night.
This wasn't the first year for it.
I know it had happened last year because I missed it. I had food ready.
How did you miss it?
Thank you. That's my point. I had food ready for when it went by my home, and it went by my home.
Okay, so it wasn't, the date was wrong.
No.
You just, it went by without you realizing that it was a parade. I wasn't at the end of my driveway. Yeah. I expected to see lights, hear horns. Like the Belleville Santa Claus parade.
Exactly. How does a parade go by your house and you're unaware of it?
Town crier walking by, yelling, drawing your attention.
Totally missed it.
Totally missed it.
So I had to run around to another street, give another family that was waiting for the parade to swing back past their house, give them my food, and run back home. It was exhausting.
Did you have lights up last year?
No, I still don't have any lights.
Okay, because I was we'll get to that in a minute, but I was wondering if that had
Apparently you've moved ahead.
I jumped ahead because it made me think maybe they avoided your house last year because it didn't have lights.
They sped up and drove by? Maybe.
Not this year, though.
For years.
Not this year.
Mrs. Philbin saw on our Facebook neighborhood page that they were looking for floats. Well, I believe the message went out that said, unfortunately, due to a lack of floats, we won't have a parade. And that was kind of sad for people because we collect foodstuffs for Gleaners Food Bank in Belleville and the food bank in Trenton, whose name escapes me. I apologize.
Yes,
right, our neighborhood does. And I think they split. I've now learned. I think they just split them in half. I didn't know how they. Whatever. That's fine.
The things you've learned.
I think I have.
This weekend. Yes.
So Kath looked at me with puppy dog eyes and was like, okay, I'll see if I can get the station truck and I'll be in another parade. Because it's so exhausting.
Begrudgingly, yes.
So she said, you'll have a good time. And I, no. Whoa. I'll have a good time. You're looking at me wanting it in.
Yes.
And I'm going to have a good time. You're coming with me. So she was in, and she had an amazingly wonderful time.
Of course she did.
This was the most fun she'd had, I think, in a long time. She got out talking to neighbors, collecting food, and I'm just driving there trying to be straight. And, don't run over a child. Like, don't
Were there
do
cops
anything.
Directing traffic?
Yeah, they had to notify the OPP.
I was kind of being a bit of a smartass there, but they really did have.
They had to notify the OPP.
Because they had 10 cars
reasons.
or more.
Yeah, for two reasons. One, that it was going on. Mm-hmm. If somebody complained, they'd have to know why. If it was too noisy, then they would come to my house.
I don't think they'd come to your house.
If it got too noisy, it was Philbin.
If we continue on, you'll learn why they won't come to Mark's house.
And secondly, because it would block traffic.
Yes.
And there were volunteers with safety vests and everything that were sort of stopping as we crossed and then went around. Then it opened up traffic again. At one point, this was the funniest part to me, somebody joined the parade so that they could get to their driveway. So... came down.
They just pulled in behind everybody?
Pulled in the middle, they're like suddenly the fifth float and just kind of went through it until they got to their drive and then pulled in the driveway. It's a very civilized parade. But if you know anything about Country Club Village, which is Montrose, Colonial, and Catalina, at the speed we went, stopping to collect food from people on the driveway, it took 2 hours.
Wow.
The Belleville parade doesn't last 2 hours.
Doesn't.
It took 2 hours to get through.
For 10 floats.
And then Mr. Vintner there had a trailer behind. He had a work trailer that he has, popped it back down. We put all that in. He said that last year they did a ton of food, and he thinks they did a little bit more this year.
Well, you said there were 3 vehicles.
They had 2 vehicles in that trailer, and halfway through, word went out that the 2 cars were full. So 95.5, can you guys open up the back hatch of your truck? And it's like, yeah, sure. So we did that, and Kath would jump out and collect the bags. And so we did that. And So that took like
That's awesome. Yeah. Good for you guys.
So anyway, it was fun.
Now I have two observational questions here.
Number one,
you said you don't know how long this has been going on.
Correct.
And you missed it last year. How long have you lived in your neighborhood?
25 years.
Okay.
This is my 25th Christmas.
Okay. Number two, because I referenced it, why would the cops not go to your house, Mark?
Can I follow up on question number one?
Sure.
I have no idea how long this parade was going because in many previous years, the volunteer firefighters would do a Santa Jingle parade throughout neighborhoods in Quinte West.
Okay.
And they stopped doing that a few years ago. I believe this one took its place.
So you knew when the firefighters
always knew. Talk about it on the air.
Gotcha.
Always
okay.
And I
so
would
you
wait
hadn't
for
realized that your neighbors had kind of picked it up.
And guess what that parade is? Loud, because it's the firefighters.
Well, firefighters,
parade.
You can't miss it because of the fire trucks.
And the noise of the fire trucks. So that's what I was waiting for when the neighborhood parade went through.
Okay.
Too polite. Way too polite. I was leaning on the horn last night. Well, now you know it's going,
and you'll be prepared.
I'm going to guess it was the third or the fourth.
The second part of this, and we talked about this on the air because I did not realize the reason why the police would not go to Mark's house.
We have no lights.
Because it's in darkness.
It is complete and utter darkness.
They have no holiday spirit, apparently.
We're church-going Catholics, and we don't even look like we celebrate Christmas.
You don't even have a nativity scene out, and you're like,
it's
something.
Something to indicate.
Reason for the season. Nothing. Nothing is out there. I am shocked.
Big red sign that says the inn is full. Something that indicates, I know that on December the 25th, it is a marked occasion.
So if there was a disturbance, it would not be Mark's house because it's in darkness.
Like... If there was a ghost in chains, it would say, well, that must be the house we have to go to. Look at these people.
So are you going to do something?
Hang on. So we drove by, and I was ready to smartass a comment when my wife went, oh, my God, look at those people. And that just broke me up laughing. Because I didn't know how she was going to say. I said, right, look at that. That's embarrassing. I said, should I go up on the roof next year? I don't know if we should do that, but we should do something. I
don't know if we should wait until next year.
And that's what I said. I said, I think I should do something tomorrow. And not like just like a one token little thing.
That would be okay. That would be better than darkness if that's really what your house is. I don't know if you're exaggerating or not.
No,
but if
I'm not.
Dark. You should have.
Because the neighbor on the other side has nothing. It's like, what's wrong with you two?
Yeah, what's going on?
That's awful.
Especially since, again,
it's a Hallmark movie where the neighbor. There's going to be like a Christmas intervention. No, hang on. For the longest time, we had a wonderful display.
Oh, I know, but
and then the kids left, and we're like, now we don't have to.
It's not that you're new to the neighborhood. Yeah. You've been there. So yes,
at one time displays.
You've had something.
Oh yeah,
and now. You may be the family that people look at and be like, oh, isn't that so sad? They used to have so many lights and such a beautiful
display. Now they don't care. There's going to be an intervention at our house, I think now.
Well, and I was going to mention to you, too, I know Canadian Tire for sure, but I'm sure things are going on sale. So if you need lights.
I don't know what we need.
Or, you know what's really nice? Those deer. And I've said that to Wayne. Once our inflatables are done, I would like a set of deer.
Very
on
nice.
Our yard.
Here's the impressive part. The outside lights on the eaves that match the ones you put in the ferns inside of your home, that match the Christmas tree in the window.
Sure.
Gorgeous. Over the top, gorgeous houses. People that put it all together.
Yes.
That's just amazing.
I thought you were talking about your house again.
No.
You mean other.
I can't compete.
Oh, absolutely.
And the neighborhood looked great. And the craziest thing is I don't go out when it's dark. Like when the streetlights come on, I'm done.
I get it.
I'm baked. So to be out there, and even Catherine said the same thing. Oh my God, our neighborhood looks good. And now look at us. Look at them. Look at us. Look at them.
But isn't
look at that.
I have had that conversation because our Christmas decorations for you or are they for your neighbors? And I think it's
great question.
I think it's a bit of both.
Yeah, great
because
question. Yeah.
You can't see your own yard. You look out at others. So to see it on other houses, it's nice. Because our kids are young, we still have that element of it's for us too. Like we do it for them. We do it for our pleasure, our pleasurement of the season. But there is something, you do it for your neighbors too, because seeing my neighbors lit up does make me happy.
Yeah. So And yeah, I had no idea just how much lights go on in our neighborhood. And Kath had said, oh my God, look at that display. And I said, okay, well, that one I knew about because I do go out occasionally, and I know they've had that inflatable for a while. But the amount of lights and everything, somebody had, get a load of this. I hope I explained this well, which I won't. Somebody had, and I don't know, what would you call it? Like a blanket of lights, like a mesh of lights.
Yes. I've seen those.
That went up the front of the house and continued 30 feet up a back tree. So look, it started at the top of this tree and then flowed over their house like a mesh of lights.
Was it an actual mesh or did they just have it kind of?
It had to be. I don't know how it could have stayed up there from this tree over the house. Like a web of lights. I don't know how.
Was there a star? Because I've seen those where you have the star and then there's, a web that comes out from
I'll have to go take a video of it tonight after
Please
dark.
do.
Well, it's dark at 5 o'clock now, so what's my problem?
We
right?
have ours set to come on at 4:30.
You have a
timer.
Auto
It's
timed?
4:30, yeah, until
I'm the
11
auto timer.
o'clock.
My left arm, auto timer. Plug in, unplug.
No,
In
we got
the
a
old
timer
days,
because, I wasn't doing that anymore. It's like the tree remote.
I do have those things that you put in the ground that project lights on the house. I'll just do that.
A lot more doing that.
I'll just put that up until I figure out what I'm going to do. Okay. But I don't know if I want to go down the inflatable route because it's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. You can spend a lot. And now we have both. We have our lights on the house and then we have inflatables on the yard. Again, mainly because for the kids, that was kind of the thing when they were younger. Now that they're getting older and the inflatables are getting worn, once they're gone, they're gone. We're not buying any new ones. No. Like I said, I like the deer. I like that kind of look. With the lights on the house, we would still do the lights.
Yeah.
But inflatables can get pretty pricey. You look around, and we do. We have some around us, and I've seen them. There's a place in Chatterton Valley that has, again, a Star Wars yard.
Wow.
And they've got one of the I think it was in
Falcon.
I think they do. They have the Millennium Falcon, and then those robot with the 4 legs. I think they were in Return to Jedi. They have got one of those tall ones. They've got a great big Darth Vader, and I'm looking at that yard, and honestly, all I can think of, wow, that's like thousands of dollars in inflatables.
Not kidding around.
You guys are serious, but
they've got inflatables of the walkers there.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what they're called, but
from Empire Strikes Back.
Empire Strikes Back, thank you. The one with the Ewoks, I think. Yeah, with
walkers.
the great big scary things. Scared the crap out of me as kids.
Yeah.
But it's pretty neat to see. But you can go, the lights on the house, a lot of people, and we almost did that this year, they're just nice because then you get the display up on the house and it can be really nice.
I think we're going to have to do something.
We saw some really nice displays going down this path over the weekend as well because we did our Quinny tour. Yep. So we came to Belleville and was at Jane Forster Park and then went over to Quinny West and did down by the water and then out to Frankfurt. I love those lights.
Did them all. Yep.
And it's fun because now it's kind of like, I think that's new. And nice to see too, the one here in Belleville, because I was saying to Wayne about the vandalism a couple of weeks ago, you'd never know.
Oh, good.
You'd never know. We went and it was beautiful, and they've got the cutouts so the kids had some fun. It was friggin' cold. I don't know why we picked the coldest night to go. There wasn't snow yet. It was so cold. You knew it was coming.
Who has holiday spirit when it's 8 degrees? You got to go when it's cold.
But it was great to see the families, and then Trenton always does a fabulous job down by the water. It was beautiful. Yep. And out in Frankfurt again, great light displays. So there's lots of opportunities to see some lights. Mark's going to have some up very shortly, and then we'll take a drive by your house.
I'm pleased that nobody texted in ideas because it sure sounded like a proper shaming opportunity.
Well, no, but as I said, if you and Kath are there, is it for yourself or for your neighbors? And yeah,
Let me say this then. Here's the feeling of shame that we felt is we didn't think that the house reflected our Christmas spirit.
Because your tree is downstairs too, right? If it was in the window, that would be...
At least we got something.
Yeah, and that's beautiful.
And it almost looks like we're gone. Like it looks
and you don't want that over the holidays either, because then people think you're gone and
then they break
bad
in and it's like you're actually home. It's like, oh, wow, you're just terrible people.
You should have lights up to keep burglars away.
So they know.
It's safety. Safety first, Mark.
I'm going out today. I think I got to figure something out.
Now I'm going to worry about you. I don't want people thinking you're not home.
No, they won't. We'll be okay. We have vehicles, but they're not decorated.
But
They don't have like antlers on the
did
side
you have
of the
the station vehicle decorated?
I did.
Did you?
We,
Good.
with whatever I could find
Yes.
downstairs. Because
parade
Emily,
season is
oh my gosh, Emily had inflatables on the top, and
I
it's
know.
like
She did
I
such a
can't
great
be
job.
bothered because I really didn't know what I was in for last night.
Well, and
I
she
thought
was away this weekend,
Yeah,
so
there's gonna
she
be
can-
nobody here, so we
Little
put
did you know.
a bow on the front and attached a candy cane on each side. Have at it. And turned up the music good and loud. That's what I was there for, just to provide some music.
Yeah.
And they put us in front of Santa. So we were the vehicle right in front of
So
Santa.
you weren't leading the parade. I
No.
kept thinking you were leading the
No,
parade.
so there was a car collecting food at the front.
Yeah.
And which we found then slows the parade down because anybody they had money.
people-
But
yeah.
that's fine because then you're beside other people and you're waving, or there'd be people who are like lazy and they would just look out the window. And so I'd honk and wave at them. And then I'd throw a candy cane on their lawn they could have in the spring, like whatever, right? Because we got some of that stuff. And then the truck, car, whatever, filled up. Then there was one behind Santa. And then there was us, and they had no idea how much they were going to collect. So tremendous. Yeah, so we were like deep in it. We kept slowing Santa down because we kept stopped talking to people when we were picking up food. The parade was like 12 houses up. Then it'll be like, oh, let's slow down.
Well,
Where'd the
as we've
music
heard,
go?
there's a need for it. So thank you
Huge.
for helping.
Yeah,
the need.
we had Zoe on the show this morning too, from the Children's Foundation. 200 names remain on the Christmas angel
2
tree.
weeks until Christmas. Oh my
That's
gosh.
200 children who aren't getting anything.
That's not good.
I know. And because, again, a greater need
Yeah.
and less money to help. It's the double-edged sword, and it's terrible.
And we've heard it from everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone is feeling it this year.
Yep, very
and
true.
it breaks my heart when the kids feel it. And she said about $75 to $100 per kid.
Adopts a child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you can do it, please, 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 please contact the
I'm
Children's
going to give you a
Foundation.
phone number, and it's wrong. I think it's 962-9292.
It is.
Is that right? I
Yeah.
know it's the 9292.
Yeah. I was going by Zoe's
962-9292.
email.
Go
That was what was on there.
thechildrensfoundation.ca.
CA.
Easiest way.
Yep.
And click on, get them cashed this week. They have sort of a soft closing of Friday,
Yeah.
but you can understand the sooner they get it in, the quicker they can shop. If
Exactly.
you want to do the shopping and drop it off, awesome.
All the better.
If you can't, give them cash. Elves will do it for you. But again, December 25th is coming, so the sooner the better. And they started out with 400. Could only do because I mean Christmas sharing is hurting.
Yeah.
Children's toy drive.
Gleaners.
Gleaners.
Everybody's, as we said,
We all
everybody's
get it.
feeling it. And there was the other tree too. Now it was geared more to seniors.
Yeah.
That thankfully 600, and they thankfully were all adopted.
They
But
were
there
all
again,
adopted,
that
yeah.
number's up. Mm-hmm. So it's, as you said, there's a greater need.
And sometimes it sounds
If
like
you can do it, we can do it.
We harp on it. We don't do it to shame you. I brought up a stat this
No.
morning, which is very, very true. I've learned from all the time charity. You've heard the same thing from all the organizations we've spent some time with, is that the number one reason why people don't donate is because they didn't realize there was a need or they weren't asked. So
Exactly.
if we don't tell you that there could be 200 children, my guess is the money will come out of the woodwork from people who didn't realize that the need was so
there.
great. It's not the same low-hanging fruit that you expect who will just show up at the last minute. And in Belleville or in Trenton, you know who those people are, who those families are, who those businesses are, who will swoop in. Well, they've been doing a lot of swooping. So we're telling you that if you've always wanted to give but thought, well, I didn't have to because somebody else always steps in, this
Yeah.
is the year we need you.
We need you.
And we do. There's no
And
two
thank you
ways
to
about
Zoe
it.
because Zoe thanked us too. You know what? Thanks for getting it out there. But
Yeah.
she did reach out to us. This whole conversation
Same thing.
came from her letting us know.
She doesn't
And
tell us.
Exactly. You
We don't
let us know and we'll get the word out there.
Yeah.
Absolutely. 200 kids, that's way too many. Way too many. And
By
we will
about
get it out there.
200.
Exactly.
There are 5 kids. Too many.
Too many.
Too many. So please contact them, get on the website or stop by with a little envelope of cash and
Every
help
little
them
bit
out.
helps too.
Sure does. Sure
If
does.
that sounds like too much, if that's because everybody's strapped this Christmas,
Right.
we get that too. But you know what? Even $20.
You know what? If you can do 10, but convince 7 other people in your workplace
There.
to each give 10, then your business just adopted a child.
Yeah.
for
You don't have to
Christmas,
do it
you know?
individually. That's
Exactly.
right. Do it as a team. Do it
Yep.
as a group. and
Then
adopt a child.
Do a casual Wednesday, a bad sweater day at work, like whatever it is.
Do an ugly Christmas. I shouldn't say ugly.
No,
do a
horrendous,
Christmas
gross.
Christmas
Don't make
sweater
me
day.
tell my story about the Christmas party. Why I'm not allowed to go to them anymore.
It can be a little.
I didn't realize.
See, it can be a bit of a faux pas too over the holidays.
When I
You
went,
gotta-
oh, that's a great ugly Christmas sweater. She was like, "What? I love this." All right, it's time
Okay.
to go away now. Oops. This is why my wife doesn't take me to parties. But please contact her, okay? We would really appreciate it. Coming up tomorrow, how many pop culture moments of 2022 can you identify? I'll just give you a couple hints. For example, did you remember if I said what is one of the big events? That the Queen passed away.
I know. I
Like,
didn't.
oh my gosh. The Academy Awards slap.
Yes.
You forget about it, but we have identified the top 12. There's 2 of them. We'll give you the other 10 on the podcast tomorrow.
Also coming up tomorrow, we're going to do the parking spots, right? We're going to talk about that. Did you
Yeah,
want
I
it? Because
love that.
With
I
more
do.
and more people shopping online and maybe trading on a lot of these community sites, I know there's classified sites in and around our community
Mm-hmm.
where you find things. If you're not comfortable about meeting someone you don't know, giving them money or buying this item, there's now a spot. It's a program that's been set up north of us, but who knows? I think it's going to catch on.
I think it's
and
a great idea.
Be here very, very
A
soon.
great idea.
A great idea to make these purchases, these online purchases, in a very safe area, safe spot, the safest, I'll say. Details coming up tomorrow.
And you have 12 hours to find old Christmas pictures or new Christmas pictures. We want to find, we might as well tell everybody now. We haven't told them on the air.
No.
We want the bad Christmas photos.
Now, we haven't said whether or not it has to be kids.
It
You
doesn't
go to
matter
the kids
me.
first
Yeah,
because you get
think of
the
it.
best
Oh my
photos when the
gosh.
kids go to see
They're
Santa.
screaming.
Oh my gosh.
They're horrible.
But I'd say even holiday, like family holiday photos.
That are awkward.
Even adult ones, yes. We want to see them. Share them with us.
The thing is, if you really like everybody else would cringe at the photo, you're thinking, what? We love that one. I don't know.
Oh, my gosh.
Swimsuit Christmas photos? Who thought that
Who
was a good
thinking
idea?
that was okay? That's not okay.
So we're going to give you the opportunity. We're going to start a thread on that tomorrow. Fill
Yes,
them
we
out because
are.
we'll have some fun with that. Smart and Charity Coffee Podcast is Monday, December the 12th. Thanks for all you're doing in the community, everybody. But keep it going. 2 weeks to go till the big day. Join us tonight for Christmas nights on 95.5 and wake up tomorrow morning with Mark and Charity Mornings here on 95.5 Hits FM.